Breaking news. Military officers in Russia abandon Putin and join rebels, as morale plummets due to the strain of the war. According to the head of the Freedom of Russia Legion, army officers realize that Putin is leading them and their country to their deaths and are therefore tired of fighting. According to the head of the Freedom Legion, a growing number of Russian army officers and security officials are defecting to the side of the rebels. One of Putin's closest allies, Yevgeny Prigozhin, launched an armed revolt last Saturday, rocking the Putin regime to its foundations and nearly bringing an end to Putin's 23-year reign from the Kremlin. With the Wagner boss seemingly getting cold feet at the last minute and calling off his mutinous troops as they bore down on Moscow, the Russian president and his elites fled the capital in panic. As last week progressed, a humbled Putin attempted to reassert his authority by expelling Prigozhin to Belarus and reportedly arresting a key Russian general with ties to the Wagner boss. According to reports out of the Kremlin, top army commander and rumored secret VIP member of Wagner General Sergei Surovikin has been detained for questioning about his possible involvement in the uprising. Putin made a series of carefully scripted TV appearances in which he claimed that the army and public had united to crush the uprising and prevent civil war in Russia. The narrative and reality presented by the Russian president seemed to be at odds with what was happening on the ground. Rostov-on-Don, a city of over 1 million people and headquarters of the Russian Army's southern military district, fell to the Wagner units without a single shot being fired. Likewise, they made rapid progress northward toward Moscow without meeting with significant resistance from Putin's security forces. Caesar, the nom de guerre of the commander of the Russian rebel group Freedom Legion, told Express.co.uk that support for Putin was eroding among army officers and security officials. Various Silovoki, security officials, and army officers have been contacted, he said. They are responding, and they are shifting their position. The climate in Russia is shifting, and we can feel it. People have had it with the war and with Putin's rule. They see that Putin is driving Russia and the entire world to their destruction. As a result, our support, among the security establishment, continues to grow. In late May, the Legion and other Russian volunteer corps units conducted daring raids across the border into the Belgorod region in support of the Ukrainian cause. Since the attacks in May, its volunteer ranks have swelled to 4 battalions. Currently, there are 3 factions within the ranks of the rebels. The first and largest group is made up of ex-Russian soldiers who have family in Ukraine but found the invasion to be intolerable for various reasons. The second group consists largely of Russians who were already residing in Ukraine when the fighting broke out. Anti-Putin activists who were in Russia or elsewhere in Europe when the Kremlin leader ordered his troops into Ukraine make up the third and smallest group. After the invasion that occurred in February, Caesar and his family were forced to leave their St. Petersburg, Russia, hometown. After moving his family to a third country, he went to Ukraine to fight alongside those resisting Putin's regime. The only way to alter Putin's system, he said, is through armed resistance, a realization he came to nearly 2 decades ago.